show me your friends and I'll show you your future. You've heard some of these kinds of quotes, and they're true in business. Who you associate with matters. I want to share with you something that I wished I'd learned so early on in my business, is that my business wasn't just the place, and it wasn't just a building or an entity or a S Corp or an LLC that does business transaction, but it's a platform that can be used for power and influence to support and impact others in business. I learned this a number of years ago when I met a gentleman who I reached out to help me grow my business as a mentor and as a coach. And he really instilled with me that the business that I was creating, the business you're creating, if done correctly, can be a platform to impact and influence others, to build a legacy beyond the business that you have. And I'm so blessed and fortunate for that. What I understood quickly is the people that I surround myself with are the ones who pour into me and the ones that I can pour into. That's the circle of influence that I have. When I met this gentleman and he impacted my business and he sat down with me and he poured into me and he shared all of the wisdom that he had, then I understood that as I put those things in place, that would help me grow my business. Now, his name was Dave, and Dave was influential in my life. And he then spent time with me and with my family. He came to my son's football game. He was so influential and instrumental in my development as a business owner. And he helped me see that I needed to be more relational than transactional. I needed to look at my customers, not just as someone I could do business with, but I could impact their life. And if I would do so, like he was doing with me, that my business would flourish and grow. That I didn't need to have thousands and thousands of customers, that I could go deep with a handful of customers and they would then become my advocates and share my business with others. And that's the point. And that is the key about building a relational business and understanding that you have a platform that you can be an advocate for your customers. You can have an influence in their life, even if it's a simple product that you offer or a simple service. There's still a way you can do that and have influence. And he taught me that. He taught me how to treat my customers with respect. And as you're building your business, make sure you never look past a customer. You always look at them as somebody that's important. If you have business partners, look to them as someone who's important that can help you grow your business. Well, I remember a number of years ago, I would come back from a trip. And at that time, my youngest of five, they're twins. And one of my twins, when I came home, my wife shared a story with me while I was gone. She said, you're going to have to hear what one of my twins said. And she said that my son Tate had come to her and said, "Hey, Mom, when I grow up, I want to change my name." "Sweetie, why do you want to change your name?" Now, this is the wisdom of, at that time, a 7-year-old. This is the wisdom of a 7-year-old. He said, "Well, you changed your name to Mom," right? So in his mind, he knew, I called my wife Jacqueline. Everyone else in the family called her Mom. People outside called her Jacqueline. Everyone in the house called her Mom. So he thought at 7 years old that she had changed her name at some point. So he had this concept and this idea that he wanted to change his name. And she said, "Okay, sweetie, when you grow up, what do you want to change your name to?" And he said, "Well, when I grow up, I want to change my name to Dave." And I think about that often. Why did he say he wants to change his name to Dave? What he understood, even at 7 years old, is he saw his dad, who he loves and admires. He sees me spending time with Dave. He sees Dave coming to our home. He hears me talk about Dave. He hears me share messages that Dave had shared. And he sees Dave's influence within our business. Even at 7 years old, he saw that. And so because he knew I admired Dave and I looked up to Dave, he wanted to change his name to Dave when he grew up. That story has left an imprint on me, and I've shared that many times, and it's left an imprint on people. And understanding that the business and what Dave did so well is he made an impact in the people in my business, not just, hey, let me do transactions and let me help sell, the services and products that we offer, but he made an impact in people's lives. And so now, fast forward, and unfortunately this week, we lost this great mentor. He passed away this week. And as I think about his legacy and I think about the things that he's done to impact me and my family, when I shared with my children that he was ill and that he was in the hospital and that he may not recover, it impacted them because they respected him and they see the things that he had done. And I share this message to you, with a heavy heart, but also with a passion and understanding that when you look at your business, not just as a transactional entity, but when you look at it as a platform to be in front, that you have a voice with your customer. You have a voice with the prospects and the partners that you have. And when you understand that you have a voice and you can be an advocate for the customers you serve, when you switch from being a salesperson per se to an advocate for them and on behalf of them, you're building a connection with them that leaves an imprint and impacts their lives. So the question I would ask you is, what kind of impact are you making with the platform you have? When the pandemic hit our community of entrepreneurs, one of the things I looked at, as I said, and I learned this lesson from Dave, was I could sort of wait and see what happens, or I could kind of take charge and assume control. And so I went on Facebook every night for over 100 days and just was advocating for entrepreneurs and advocating for our community to say, look, these are the things that are available, PPP loans, EIDL loans. These are the things that are available. Here's what you need to be doing in your business. And did I have all the answers? No, but I just wanted to be that voice to advocate for them, understanding that the business I had built was a platform for power and influence. You need to understand that your influence doesn't come because of a title or position. Your influence comes based on the time that you spend and the impact you put when you're spending time with people. So never forget that your business is a blessing and a platform that if you focus on it, you can impact those for good. Everything we do in business has a relational effect, not just a transactional effect. And you have that opportunity. You have that opportunity as a business owner to impact those around you, to leave a legacy beyond what you've done. I want you to think about a business where that business owner has had a tremendous impact on you or the customers they served, and describe if that's the kind of business you want to create. And if you focus on that, you can leave a legacy and an impact beyond the business. Please subscribe.